Hiya, and thank you so much for taking the time to actually watch my video. This video is going to be of help to you if, like me, you're involved in generating leads for businesses in your local area. Now, I've got other videos all about lead generation and about how I actually make my money, but this video is going to be about how I actually do it. Some of the methods I've spoke about, there's obviously ways that you can generate leads actually online, Facebook, these different methods. But this is the way I do it. If you've seen my other videos, is a more traditional way, more face-to-face way of actually generating leads. And this, I think, well, for me anyway, I've always struggled making money online with different sorts of advertising, but for me, what I'm about to show you has always worked, and I've been doing this for over 25 years. Yeah, so I know what I'm talking about. It does take time, but obviously if you want to earn money, obviously like a lot of people, you're exchanging your time for money. I'm just going to show you what I use now. But when I'm in the street and I'm talking to people, if you like getting in people's faces, I've got my brochures. Sometimes I wear clothing that obviously is the company that I'm working for as clothing. So obviously that's advertising. But you need to remember, you want to be getting the leads. You're there to get the leads for you. So what I do, I'm just going to show you what I do, what I actually use. I've got boards, yeah, and I'm just going to show you one of these boards. This is a board that I actually get work for a paving guy. He does paving and fencing and landscaping and all these different home improvements, hard landscaping. So what I do when I'm at a market or if I'm in the street, this is what I put up. This is it. Yeah, this is one of my boards. Yeah, it's got all the different trades on it that I'm trying to get work for: driveways, patios, fencing, concreting, and at the bottom it's got 3 estimates. Please take a card. Now, obviously, it says please take a card, but I don't just want them to take a card. That's just the hook, if you like. When they stop and they say to me, "Oh, can I have a card?" 'Cause I've obviously holding them in my hand. Um, I then say to them, I don't pounce on them, but I just say to them, what are you thinking about doing? Get them to talk. Make actually sound like you're genuinely interested, which obviously you are because you want to earn money in what they're thinking about doing. It might start, she might say, "Oh, we're thinking about having some fencing done, or we're thinking about having our path relayed," or it could be the most mediocre little job. But guess what? From that little job, you can then end up getting a massive job. Yeah, so somebody who I'm getting work for at the moment, he does, like I say, he does all paving and everything. He'll go around and do a job, and then like a little job will then turn into a big job. And this is what you need to remember when people are obviously talking to you. Don't think that just when they're talking to you, it's a little, what I call mediocre job, because it might not be. It just might be that they want their path relayed at the front, but it just might be that they're thinking about having their whole back garden landscaped. And obviously, to someone like me, who typically gets between 8 and 10% of the contract price, you can imagine that a job of, like, it might be 5, 6, could be £10,000. Um, it's a sizable chunk of money. Yeah, I mean, I had a job last year. One of the leads I got for actually patioing and slabbing was 11 grand. It was over £11,000, and that was worth a lot of money to me. So you can imagine that, the more when you're talking to these people, you need to have your wits about you. You need to be thinking like, I'm thinking like my mind's in overdrive when I'm talking to these people, because I'm trying to suss out what they're thinking about doing. Say to them, if they say, "Oh, I'm not quite ready yet," because that's often what they say to me. They say, "Oh, can I just take a card, but I'm not quite ready yet." Well, guess what? No one's ever quite ready. You need to take action as a canvasser, and by us taking action, we're instilling them to take action. Because so, you know, what I always say, when they say to me, I'm not quite ready yet, I just turn around and say, oh, yeah, that's all right, I understand. What is it, though, that you might be thinking about doing? Let them speak. And they say, well, we ain't ready for it yet, but we might be, you know, we are contemplating having our drive done. We are contemplating about having our roof done. You know, we are contemplating about having an extension done. Yeah. And then I say, oh, you know, and then what I generally say is like, oh, it sounds like you're like me. I've got loads of things going on in my house, and I don't know what to do first. And then I follow that up. I say, obviously, you know, you're thinking about having all, you know, all these different jobs done. What is your priority, though? You know, if you had to pick one job, what, you know, what would it be? And they will tell you. They will turn around and say, do you know what? Before I do anything else, I've got to get my roof relaid. My flat roof, it's leaking, and I've got to get it refelted. And then I go in on that. I say, well, do you know what? I actually know a guy that does flat roofing. And can I get him to just, you know, would it be okay if I just got him to ring you once, give you one follow-up phone call? You'd be helping me out. That's what I say to them. I say to them, no, honestly, I'm struggling today. You'd be helping me out. Most people, if you put it that way, if you say to them, look, in all honesty, you'd really be helping me out. Can I get my mate just to phone you once? Because then, as a canvasser, you've done your job. You don't know when you hand that lead to your mates, the people, whoever it is you get work for. You don't know who's going to answer the phone. You don't even know whether they're going to answer the phone. That's not your problem. Yeah, your problem isn't whether at the other end of the phone someone even answers it. It's not even if they've given you the wrong number. Sometimes people are giving me numbers and they've been wrong numbers. They do it just to get away. It happens, but it's a numbers game. So what I'm trying to say is you need to just understand that you need to be, you know, going into all these different things, ways you can help them. But before you do that, you need to find out what it is that is playing on their mind, especially if it's a woman. Yeah, men will, you know, they're quite obviously they think a bit more of their money normally, and they don't, in my eyes, want to spend their money perhaps like some women do. So if you're chatting to a woman, say to her, what is it, you know, what are you thinking about doing? And she'll turn around and say to you, oh, do you know what, I've got to get my bedroom done, I've got to get my upstairs and landings done, I've got to get them painted, I've got to get my garden done. Yeah, talk to them. Let them tell you what they want, and then once you know exactly what they want, then you can then close them on the idea of you arranging an estimate for them. You see, if you don't let them speak and you're asking for a lead, what are you asking for a lead for? Yeah, it might be that she's looked at your board and she's seen that you do all these different home improvements. Me, when I'm there, I'm like a mini Google Maps. People, you know, I know somebody that can help them. It doesn't matter what it is. They could want a disabled access. They could want a new extension, a new roof. They could want anything. You know, within reason, home improvement wise, I can help them. But before I go for the lead, before I say to them, look, can I get someone to ring you? I need to know what it is I'm gonna be getting my mate, whoever it might be, to ring them about. So, I know I've said it, but I'm going to say it again. I say to them, can I ask you, obviously you're thinking about having lots of work done, you know, you said you're thinking about an extension and your roof and your whatever. If tomorrow you had to have one job done, what would be your most important job? What would you get done first? And then when they say to you, you know, in all honesty, Colin, I'm thinking about, we've got to get our drive done. Our drive is atrocious. You can't drive on it. There's all rocks. I say to them, do you know what? You know, thanks for obviously letting me know what, you know, obviously how I might be able to help you. Would it be okay, and you'd be helping me out, if I could just get my mate to give you one call? He'll look at it, he'll measure it, and he'll give you a quote without any obligation. And then what I do, I look down at my pad with my pen, and I don't even look at them. I don't even look at them. Yeah. Some people will say, oh, no, I'm honestly, Colin, I'm not ready yet. Yeah? And even if they say that, bear in mind that person's going to walk away. So I've got nothing to lose. I will still say to them again, look, I know obviously that, you know, you're not ready yet. You're not ready yet, because I just literally ring you once. You'd really be helping me out. That's what I say to them. And then sometimes, not all the time, sometimes they'll say, oh, go on then, you know, here's my number. Now you need to remember that as a canvasser, you've done your job. You've got that lead, you've got that number, albeit this woman or man, whoever it might not be ready for it yet. But you've got that lead. Now you don't know that when the person rings up, when the person that you're getting the lead for then does the follow-up call, you don't know that that woman hasn't gone home and said to her husband, "Oh, I bumped into a guy in the street today. He's a nice guy, helpful guy. He's given me a leaflet. He does, he does driveways, roofs, whatever it is you're canvassing for that day." And he might just turn around and say, "Well, do you know what? We have got to get the drive done. We have got to get a quote. We have got to get our roof done. Yeah, have him round. When he rings up, just let him come round." And that is it. 50-50. It might be that for every 10 leads that you blag that way, because that's what you're doing. You're blagging leads. You're pulling leads, from out of thin air, right? Out of 10 leads that perhaps the people are adamant that they don't, that they're not ready yet. Out of those 10 leads, it just might be that your mate, whoever you work for, rings them up and makes 4 appointments. He might sell 3 deals, he might only sell 1, he might sell none, you don't know. But as a canvasser, all you're doing is getting them leads and throwing them in the pot, yeah? You're throwing them in the funnel. If you've seen my other videos, I'm involved in network multi-level marketing, and I talk about how all I'm doing when I'm out and about, all I'm doing is gathering these names and numbers. I'm gathering these names and these emails, and all I'm doing with them is feeding them into a autoresponder, like for the emails, and sending these people out information. That's all I'm doing. But you've got to be doing these things to actually generate the inquiries, because if you're not, if you're a canvasser and you're a canvasser with no leads, well then you're not a canvasser, because the only way you're going to make money, unless you find somebody who's very gullible, who's going to pay you on the promise of you getting leads, you ain't going to earn no money. So you need to think about investing. Think about investing in these boards. I mean, I'm lucky. If you see my other videos, I do. I've done sign writing years ago. I don't do a lot of it now. I'm too busy with my lead generation business. But the greatest thing you'll ever make an investment in, if you're a Canva, is an A-board. Get a decent A-board with what you do, all the things listed. It ain't got to be pictures. It ain't got to be anything fancy. A list of all the things you do, some cards printed with your number on it. Yeah, so it doesn't matter who you're working for. Just say to them, I'm going to get some leaflets done with my number on it, because you want them ringing you. Yeah, and then you go to work. Yeah, you go to work. I guarantee you, if you do this and you do it like I do, you do it religiously, yes, you'll have bad days. You will have days when you think, like, you know what, I've had a right, crap day today. But you'll also have wonder days. You'll also have what I call wonder days, where, where basically you just don't stop writing names down. Yeah, and I had a day, I think back to years ago. I've been doing this for a long while ago, and I can think back, people who I talk to that do what I do, they know how good I am at doing it, but they don't. I don't think all of them believe how many leads I got one day, and I did. I was working for a window company years ago, and I did it exactly the same way that I'm telling you now. I had a board up. It was a national window company. I had the name on that board. I had some pictures of conservatories, pictures of windows, French doors, and I stood at a market one day and pulled 32 leads. Yeah, 32 leads. How many of them pitched? I don't know. How much money did I earn from that day? I honestly don't know. I know it was a lot, because I remember my money, yeah. But again, when you're a canvasser, you don't just think about that one day. You don't then wait. You have to go out. I go out the next day and I get another lot, and then I go out the next day and I get another lot. Yeah, so all you're doing as a canvasser, if you want to earn good money, all you're doing as a canvasser is keep feeding that funnel. Yeah, keep feeding the funnel. I hope this has been of help to you. If you are looking to do canvassing, it might be that you're already canvassing and you ain't doing that well at it. It might be that you are doing well at it, but like me, you want to do better. Because it doesn't matter how well I'm doing, I always want to do better. That's probably why I'm a good canvasser. Because I always want to do better and I always want to earn more. Yeah? Always be thinking outside the box. What can I do to generate more leads? Yeah, and if you see my other videos, I talk about how now I get leads for different companies. I'm hedging my bets now. Yeah, I hedge my bets now because these companies that you work for, yeah, some of them look after you, they pay you all right, but when push comes to shove, you need to realise that you are only a what I call a pawn. Yeah, you're like a little cog in a bigger wheel. Yeah. So what you need to do, what I'm doing now is I've got loads of cogs. Yeah. That's the secret. That is I think if there's one secret as to how to earn money as a canvasser, it's not to be solely dependent upon one person because if that one person could go under, could decide they're not going to pay you, number of reasons, and there's a number of things that could go wrong. But that's what I do now. I get leads for different companies. I don't give the same sort of leads to, like I do roofs. I don't give the roof, I give that roof lead to one roof firm that I work for. If I get a paving lead, I give it to one paving firm that I work for. If I get a lead for a loft conversion, I give that to a guy that I know that does lofts. I don't market the same lead to different people. You don't need to do that. You're better off doing it the other way, getting multiple leads for multiple companies and making sure that you follow up your leads and making sure that your leads are A, being covered and B, that you're being treated fairly. Yeah. Most people that I've come across generally are pretty fair and will pay you on the deal. But obviously, like anything, you're going to come across people who are unscrupulous, people that don't want to pay you. They might think, oh, all he's done, he's got the lead. But most people they look further than that. Yeah, they're a little bit more educated than that, if you like, not so short-minded. So yeah, I hope this has inspired you to obviously try and earn more money at canvassing. Yeah, because it does work. I've earned, income-wise, you can earn over 50 grand a year as a canvasser if you're good. Which ain't fantastic money, £1,000 a week. It ain't brilliant money, but it's not bad money. Do you know what I mean? But it will be solely, my income. It's been up and down. I ain't gonna lie. It's been like that. You know what I mean? Last year I had a great year. This year I'm not having such a good year. I don't know whether it's the climate, Brexit, I don't know what's causing it. But but you have to obviously when times get tough. When times get tough, get tougher. Yeah, get tougher. As my mate says to me, got to work harder. I hope this has inspired you to try and achieve more in your canvassing business. Thank you so much. Please like, please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up, positive or negative comment. As long as it is constructive, I will always reply, and I really appreciate you watching my video. Thank you so much.